Hey everyone, Ken Horowitz here again from Sega16.com. Back again with another game collection video. This time I'm going to take a look at my rare Sega games. Now keep in mind that I don't really know what people will define as rare. I just chose the games from my Sega Saturn, Sega CD, and Sega Genesis collection that I think would be considered the most rare. Some of them might be rarer than others. Some of them might not be that rare at all. But these are the ones that I think would probably fetch the most money if I went to sell them, which I will not. I'm going to start with my Genesis collection. I'm going to go kind of quick through these because a couple of them I mentioned in the past videos. These two. Pulseman and Panorama Cotton. I got these two way back in the day. This one cost me $150 back in the day. And this one cost me, I think, something like $60, $70. I'm told that they're worth, or they run for a lot more than that. I don't know how much. I haven't kept up on prices. I don't even know where you would find prices for these games in terms of like an official pricing, digital price guide. I don't know, completed auctions on eBay. What would you use as an official guide? I don't know. But I'm told that they run for quite a bit on the Bay. This next one, not worth as much money now as it was after he died. But this one can still go for a pretty decent amount of money. It's, of course, complete, even has the poster in it. But what makes this one special is that this is the first version of it. The one that in the zombie stage, when you use your magic, a little clip of Thriller plays. They changed that to another part of me in a later revision of the game, and this is the first run that still has that little bit of Thriller that plays in that stage. So this one makes it a little bit more sought after. I don't know if that makes it worth a whole bunch more money, but it's the rarer of the two versions of Moonwalker. And I heard that it was actually worth a little bit more, you know. I was like, woo! Bad joke. Here's another one that I mentioned in my Mega Drive collection video. Alien Soldier. Like I said, I got this one from a friend for $40. It's worth quite a bit more than that. And worth every penny. Worth every penny. Definitely a game that you should get for your collection if you can. Here's a shooter that for some reason goes for a lot of money. Now, I think personally that the reason why this game goes for so much now is because, first of all, it didn't have a large production run, and second of all, like half the production run was defective. I mean, you can find this game. It's not uncommon, but the chances of you finding one that actually works, kind of uncommon. This one does work. I've played it recently. I was playing it, so I was very, very, surprised to see that this game, which it's an okay shooter. It's not wonderful. It's not awesome, but it's not bad by any means. But I think the fact that it had a small print run and then a large portion of that print run was defective, that's what causes the game to be worth so much money. And then, of course, who could talk about shooters without talking about Musha? My sweet, sweet, complete copy of Musha. I love this game. I love this game, plain and simple. It's my favorite vertical shooter on the Genesis. Not my favorite shooter, period. My favorite shooter is Thunder Force 3. But my favorite vertical shooter is this one, followed closely by Fire Shark. And this game, the graphics, the music, the gameplay, everything is great. It's not an uncommon game either. This is kind of, I equate this to Earthbound, in the sense that it's a game that's not uncommon, it's not hard to find, and it's a great game. And it's worth, I think it's worth so much money because it's such a good game. And it's in demand. But it's not uncommon. You can find this on eBay. I mean, not always complete, but if you want a copy of Musha, you can find it. I got my copy, the cart, from McVan's Video Games for $6. I got the manual off a video store that was closing. They were liquidating all their stock. I got the manual for $2. And I got the insert off a friend for $1.50. And the last two Genesis ones I have are both versions of Pure Solar. I've got the original, first edition, still intact. It's got everything. Haven't touched it. It's got the CD, everything intact. And I got the reprint. So I've got both versions. This is one of the best RPGs. I don't know if it's the best because Phantasy Star 4 has a pretty special place in my heart. But if it's not number one, then this is definitely a close number two. You know, if we had gotten this game back in the day, Chrono Trigger fans, they ain't got nothing on us. This would have been, you know, incredible. Took 20 years for us to get a game like this, but hey, another Watermelon game's coming. Beat 'em up. So if it's anything in quality like this, then I can't wait to see it. The next one I have to show are Sega CD games. First one up, Shining Force CD. This one's great. I love this game. You got both Game Gear games, and then if you have the RAM cart, which if you have a Sega CD you should, you have the extra scenario at the end where you use heroes from both scenarios. So the extra battle at the end. Great game, incredible soundtrack. It's Shining Force on CD. You know, what more do you need to know? Popful Mail. Love me some Popful Mail. I still play this game every so often. At least once a year I go through it because I just like seeing the cutscenes. I know that there's a code to see the cutscenes. You can see the whole story and stuff without playing the game, but it's just so much more satisfying to see the cutscenes, you know, when you actually get there from playing the game. So I love this game. I really would like to see it come back, not in some HD pre-rendered abomination. Just take the sprites, clean them up, make them nice and pretty, the quality of the video, clean it up, and give me Popful Mail again, and I will be very, very happy. I also have Snatcher, Grabber, Snatcher. Excellent game. Love this game. I was very disappointed to find out that the Saturn version wasn't going to come out. It came out on Saturn in Japan and PlayStation, US released. I've even seen box art, US box art. I don't know if that's a mock-up or what. Well, probably a mock-up, but like the Eternal Champions 3 box art was a mock-up. But oh man, I would have loved to have had this on Saturn. But hey, I got it on Sega CD, so you know, I love it. Great game, awesome. And the last one I have is Kyo Flying Squadron. Now, it's not an original, the original manual. I don't have that. I have the back, and I have the game, but I don't have the manual. You know, and finding the manual to this game, I'm probably going to have to give up my firstborn child. You know, or I could, I guess, like, you know, put an organ up on eBay or something. But you know, the game is good. It's not this incredible, awesome experience, but it is a good game. I mean, Kyo Flying Squadron is a good game, and cutscenes are funny. The gameplay is competent, really, really cool. So, you know, it's wacky, weird. I mean, hey, she's dressed as a Playboy bunny, and she's flying a dragon. You know, how could it not be weird? And then the last thing I'm going to show are my Saturn games. I've got Burning Rangers. I love this game. I love this game. This is one of my top 5 Saturn games. The only thing wrong with this game, and wrong in the sense that you look at it through hindsight, is that it only uses one analog stick. Because back in the 32-bit era, you know, when this game came out, the Saturn only had one analog stick. I don't think the DualShock on the PlayStation was out yet. So even PlayStation games at the time had one analog stick. I mean, that was it. I remember, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that I played Doom on the PlayStation, the original PlayStation, with just one joystick, one analog stick, and somehow you did it. You know, this game, if they were to take this game, clean it up, give it a modern engine, same game, just modernize it for HD, dual analog stick, $20 download on Xbox Live or SEN or whatever. Oh my god, I would be so all over it. This is a game that needs to come back. This concept was awesome. Firefighters in space, that was badass. And the music, that Saturn Sonic team music goodness. I mean, it's just, oh man. And the end theme, I just smile. I love that song. This game just kicks ass. It's badass. And then, of course, Dragon Force. Now, there's like, what, 40 different disc versions. Which one do I have? I have this one. I don't know exactly how many it came with. But this is the one I have, and this is an incredible game. Oh my God, is this game awesome? You know, I don't know why Part 2 never came out. Part 2 came out in Japan on the Saturn. Excellent game as well. If you played this one, you can probably play through. I remember playing, getting very far, but I just never finished. I got distracted, never went through it. A lot of games to play, and for some reason, oh no, because it wasn't mine. A friend lent it to me, and I had it for too long because I was playing that and a couple other games, and he got pissed and took it back, so I didn't get to finish it. But why didn't they take it and port it over to Dreamcast? That would have been badass on the Dreamcast. But this game is awesome. You know, I don't know why this series has disappeared. Why doesn't Sega take this game in Part 2, bundle it together, and give it as a budget release? $39.99. You don't think I'd buy that? I would so buy that. Shining Force 3. Another excellent game. The cool thing about this, most people know it, but I'll say it just in case you don't, is that if you play through the American version and beat it, and then get the Japanese versions, you can use your save, the American save. You can use it. And you can continue in Part 2 and 3, because this game was in 3 parts. And you were supposed to go through Part 1 with this guy, I forgot his name, whatever the hell his name was. I don't know. And then I know that there was, you use him, and then there's another character named Julian, I believe. And then, I don't know if it's Part 2 or Part 3, you use Julian. And then, like, in Part 3, you have different characters. But there are 3 different scenarios, and in America, we only got one. One frickin' scenario out of 3. So, and I know that Part 2 has been translated. I don't know if they translated Part 3. So, but unless you have a modded Saturn that you can play a burned disc of the patched Japanese version, the only way to do it is to play it on an emulator. And I guess you could do it that way. I mean, if you wanted, it's the only way to do it. So, but at least play through this one, because this is an excellent game. Shining Force always kicks ass. On cartridge, on CD, on Saturn, whatever, Shining Force kicks ass. So you owe it to yourself to play this one. The graphics are cool for the time, very good for the Saturn for the time. Soundtrack is excellent. Combat is great. You need to play it. And of course, what would a rare Sega collection, especially a Saturn collection, be without Panzer Dragoon Saga? Yep, Panzer Dragoon Saga. I love me some Panzer Dragoon. Oh man, I bought this just like Burning Rangers, Shining Force 3, Shining the Holy Ark. These are the games I bought. I bought these on release day, day 1. I was there. Bought them, and just love these games. I mean, this was, wow. This was like one of the last Saturn games that I got, and I remember finishing this game and just sitting there and feeling mad. I was happy because I had just experienced one of the greatest games ever. I was mad because it was the last time I was going to do it on the Saturn. And I was sad because that was it. There was no more Panzer Dragoon. That's why I was happy when Order came out on the Xbox. But Sega needs to take Part 1, 2, and 3, give them the HD treatment, and Orta 2, and release them as a collection. Come on. So those are my rare games. I probably have a couple of more around there, but around here. But I don't know. I mean, games like, we were on Sega 16 on the forum the other day. We were talking about how Mega Turrican has shot up in price. Double Dragon on Genesis has shot up in price. It's over $50. I don't know, really, in this day and age, what could be considered rare. So I just brought out the games that I thought definitely would fit the category. I might do a Nintendo one later, but I don't have as many rare Nintendo things. Although today, you go on eBay or anywhere, and if it says Nintendo, it's, oh my god, rare. So, but these I know at least are worth something. So that's it for now. Head over to Sega16.com and check out our review, features, and interviews. Head over to the forum and join the community. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter. And until next time, take care.